I'd rather keep it real with ya.
Another thing, and this is specifically about being a black woman, is being a black woman means that whenever you like somebody, you got to ask the question of, do they like black women? And I know some people are going to be watching this like, yes, oh my God, talking to white guys, you never know if they like you, because they like black women, or, you never know what's going on. I ain't even just talking about white dudes. I'm talking about black men too. Cause I know some of you ain't gonna like this, but a lot of black men hate black women. I'm gonna say it again. Black men hate black women. And you can tell because when a black woman doesn't want to date a black man, she just doesn't date black men. Whatever. When a black man doesn't want to date black women, he has to make sure that everybody around him knows that he don't want to date black women. He has to share memes that depict violence against black women. He has to make Facebook, Twitter, Instagram posts that talk about how shitty black women are, about their ghetto, they're aggressive, they mean, they gold diggers, they just want to trap you with a baby. He has to push all the stereotypes. He's got to make sure every woman he talks to knows he don't like black women. They got to make videos about why black women are awful, like why I only date white women, why I only date Asian women, why I only date Latinas. They never shut up about it. And so there are some times when you see a black guy that you like and you're like, I wonder if he hates me. He probably does. And I know that some black guys are going to watch it and be like, no, it go both ways. Black women don't like black men. I get it. People can have dating preferences. I don't care. But when you need to make everybody aware of how much you don't like that person that you don't want to date, you doing too much. And there are a lot of men. There are black relatives I have who went through a period where they didn't date black women. They dated Latina women, And I was like, whatever, you like Latina, that I like Latin people too. They cool. They had to fucking tell everybody why. Oh yeah, because I'm done with black women, because black women is like this. That black woman I dated before, she was crazy. And I was like, come on now. And like even people like, okay, so my dad, he's been married to a Latin woman for a very long time, and he never shuts up about how black women are bad and terrible. And I'm like, nigga, I'm your daughter. Why you telling me this? But he never shuts up about it. And it's like so rude. And his wife loves black women. She's like, oh, black women are so beautiful. I love their hair. They're really nice. And he's just like, nah, they all bitches. They all do. They always got an attitude. Like that's literally how he is. And I'm just like, bro, calm the fuck down. Like you got you a woman. Why you still talking about black women? You're not even in the dating scene no more. Like, calm the fuck down. It ain't that crucial. It's just very, very frustrating for me. And I don't mean to rant about it, but, I've had times when I've talked to white guys and I've wondered, and I've some guys I've asked, I've like, you ever dated a black girl? Would you like to? And they're like, I don't know. I've never dated a black girl before. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But that's more expected. But when it comes to being like rejected by black men as a whole, they don't even want to call us women. They call us females. It's just like I feel more disrespected by that because I'm like, damn, you're supposed to be on our side. Like a lot of people, it's very likely that they would date inside their race exclusively. For you to date outside your race exclusively, like, and then tell everybody how shitty you think that the women of your own race are. Like, you got a black mama. You got a black sister. You got black cousins. Probably have a black daughter, and they never shut up about it. And they got to let you know with such vitriol, like they just got to let you know. And it could be because a black woman disrespected them at one point. And there's guys who get salty because a woman rejected them or called them ugly in high school or whatever. It happens. But to channel that into, not that all women are bad, because there are some people who like all women are bad. And I say, okay, at least you're not being discriminatory. But they specifically say all black women are bad. And that's what pisses me off about it. I hate it. I'll talk about it more in another video. I'll get off of that. I'm sorry. Another thing about being black is that you just gotta get used to the casual murder of your own people. And I know it sounds so awful to say it like that, but you just get used to it. Like this country was built on the death of black people. You know, it was built on the blacks of tortured black people. And it's gone on and on and on. And even when slavery ended, you still had the KKK, you still had Jim Crow, you know, doing everything they could to keep black people down, whether that was through lynching or jail, you know, or the war on drugs, people complaining about black on black crime, which black on black crime is a problem. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just not talking about that right now. What I'm talking about is seeing us seeing each other get murdered. And it could be murdered by police. It could be random white people while you're out on the job. Or it could be a drive-by where somebody meant to shoot someone else and they accidentally shot a 2-year-old. Like, it happens all the time. And with the rate of gun violence in our country and how much we love guns, it's not going away anytime soon. But you know, like, you kind of live this way your whole life. You get used to seeing these images, unfortunately. And so what really frustrated me last year around the time with Breonna Taylor and George Floyd was that I don't know who told white people this, but somebody told white people that they need to check on their black friends. I don't like that, because this is what happened. And I mean, you know, I knew about the George Floyd stuff, but I wasn't going to watch the video. I'm sick of watching videos of black people get murdered. I don't want to see that shit no more. All of a sudden, I was getting messages from white people who I hadn't talked to in years, who were like friends with me on Facebook, or they just had my number. And they was like, "Hey, Minu, are you okay?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they were like, "Well, you know, with everything going on and with George Floyd, I just felt like I needed to check up on you. Do you need anything? Do you want me to bake you some cookies?" And I was sitting here like, I ain't talked to you in like 2-3 years. The fuck is you messaging me for? That's one. 2, the fuck is you making me cookies gonna do about this situation? 3, this ain't the first black person to be killed or even tortured by police. So why are you just now saying something to me? You know, and 4, these people would check in on me. They'd send me like 1 or 2 messages, and then I wouldn't hear from them ever again. Like, literally, there was some people who were like, sent me the message, and then I replied, and they said nothing. And it's been a year. They literally sent me that message just to make themselves feel better about everything that was going on. And I did not feel like being a part of, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm not here to make you feel less guilty about being white. I don't want anyone to feel guilty about being white. Now, if you have the power to change some things and you choose not to, I want you to feel guilty about that. But you reaching out to me because you feel bad about what's happening to black people and being like, well, I reached out to my one black friend, I'm good. No. So then when my other white friends started reaching out to me, I just let them know, like, hey, I ain't talking to white people right now. And if you can't understand that, then we don't need to be friends. Because I was so tired. I was tired. And I did not feel like black people messaging me like, how do you feel? Oh, I watched the video. It made me so sad. I can't believe that stuff like this still happens. And some of these people was the same people who, when I was in college in the 2015s, I would make comments like, hey, not a lot of shit has changed. I mean, technology's gotten better, but for black people, not a lot of shit has changed. Like, we still dying out here. And they'd be like, I can't believe you would say that, Minu. So many things are so much better for black people. And then you see all of this stuff making it onto the news, like, and then everybody's like, oh my God. And they're sharing videos of dead black people. They're sharing videos on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff for everybody to look for the shock value. And like, look at these people being murdered. I'm like, black people stay being murdered. We stay being murdered by police. We stay being murdered by our black women getting murdered by their boyfriends, trans black women getting murdered and disappearing by some people who don't like that, gay black people being murdered. Like, we've been getting murdered. We didn't just start getting murdered in 2020. Your asses should have been down. You should have been saying some shit. And the fact that you needed a video, like, what was it, like an 11-minute long video of them kneeling on this guy's neck for you to be like, oh, I should go march with Black Lives Matter. I should do something. That tells me a lot about who you are as a person. Because this shit been happening. And personally, when that happened, I was tired. I was tired because it never stopped. It wasn't just George Floyd. It wasn't just Breonna Taylor. It was like, Tamir Rice. It was Sandra Bland. It was like all these other people going all the way back to Marsha P. Johnson. They never found out what happened to her. She was just murdered. She was just a trans black woman who just got murdered. And police didn't give two fucks. And they had all these initiatives to try and figure out what happened. They didn't figure out what happened. So this is not new. And you reaching out to me, telling me that you want to talk to me just so you can share your feelings. Go share your feelings with your white friends. And I told one of my friends, my reformed racist friend, I said, look, ain't shit you can do for me right now. But what you can do is in your community, in your circles, around your family who are KKK members, you can go and talk to them and educate them and let them know that you ain't cool with the shit that they be doing. You can't do shit for me because you ain't been doing shit for me. And you don't really have any power. You're not a judge. You're not a senator. You're not a governor. You're not any type of person who can like propose bills and laws to help with hate crime and punish police officers for what they're doing. You can't really do any of that. Which you can educate yourself and you can educate the white people around you. Ain't shit you got to say to me. I'm straight. I've been the same way I was before Floyd, the same way I am now, because we've been dying. We've been dying. We've been getting murdered. We've been getting tortured by police or in prisons by the guards and wardens and whoever the fuck. We still have systematic racism that's fucking up our medical institutions. Our schools are still fucked up. The crime is still fucked up. Black people going to jail over little shit. Like weed possession and everything like that, while white people's over here smoking weed. And the other thing about it is that your very existence is politicized, because when white people feel a certain way about something, they got to tell you. So I remember that I would get into conversations with white people at my college and they would just feel the need to tell me that all lives matter. I never even said anything. They just assumed that I was a Black Lives Matter person because I was black. And they would say, I believe all lives matter. Just in the middle of the conversation. We ain't saying shit about police. We was just talking about how the day was going. I believe all lives matter. And I'm like, good for you. Bye. Because those all lives matter people is literally just their response to Black Lives Matter. Because it's like all lives matter, but I'm not going to do anything about police violence. I'm not going to march with Black Lives Matter. I'm not going to march against, all these systematic racism and stuff. All lives matter, but I'm not going to do anything about that. That's just what I say. So it doesn't mean anything. I was talking to a random white guy in the cafeteria in college one time. And we were just talking about everything, like it was a hot ass day, we were just talking about whatever. Cause it was what I was doing. I was just talking to everybody. And he came out of nowhere and he was like, yeah, all the stuff going on right now, and look, I get nervous when the police pull me over too. It's not a race thing. I get nervous too. And I was sitting like, nigga, we ain't say shit about police. What are you talking about? Where did this come from? Like, why did you feel the need to bring this up around me? And also too, I could tell he smoked weed. You're probably nervous when the police come around because weed is illegal and you have it on you. But still, your chances of dying are a lot less likely than if it was me pulled over and I don't have anything. But I was just like, why do y'all feel the need to come to me to make you feel better? I'm not here to make you feel better. I'm not here to agree with your points. Even if I do agree with some points, I'm not a hardcore anything when it comes to politics, except for when it comes to healthcare and stuff. But it doesn't mean that I'm down to debate people about things. And I had a lot of times when I had to debate people in college about my mere existence, because they felt the need that just because I was black, that they needed to let me know every single thing that they felt about black people. They wanted me to know that they felt like black people were welfare queens, that we lived off food stamps, that we aspired to have a bunch of children and we don't care about family. We want the government to take care of us. We want to live off handouts. Like, they would tell me these things completely unprompted. There would be no reason why they needed to tell me these things. They would just tell me. And it would be so frustrating because I'd be like, I am a black woman, first generation from a poor black community who is in college. And yeah, I got student loans, but motherfucker, I'm here. And you are telling me about how all black people are like this because you met one black person who was like something and it changed how you thought about all black people. Like, why the fuck is y'all like pushing this stuff? It's ridiculous. And I am not the lightning rod for your white rage or I am not the person who's going to make you feel better about your white guilt. If you guilty about being white, that's a personal problem. That's something that you got to work on with yourself. You know, maybe you feel like you're not doing enough to combat racism and you need to ask yourself that question and then think about what you can do. But you don't have to come to me just by my existence as a melanated being and be like, well, I need to tell you about how I feel about black people, or I need to tell you about how I don't want there to be healthcare for everybody because I feel like some black people just don't want to get jobs. I don't even know you like that, fam. Like, get the fuck away from me before I slap your ass. And then they get mad when there are people like I have a friend who's like super radical, anti-white, who literally wanted to fight Trump supporters. And they were mad. They were like, they're just making it so dangerous. Yeah, you know, they're so dangerous and aggressive. They don't want us to, they want to hurt us for being Trump supporters. And I'm like, ooh, how it feel for people to not like you because of what they think your beliefs are. I don't give two fucks because y'all be out here coming for us like left and right over bullshit. And then somebody don't like you because you voted for Trump. That's your thing. You chose to vote for Trump. You didn't have to. You know, you didn't have to even tell anybody that you voted for him. That could have just been between you and the ballot box. But you felt the need to tell everybody, so you got pushback. Now you want to act oppressed when you don't even know who I voted for. You don't know what my political party is. You don't know what my background is. You don't know if I'm middle class, wealthy, poor, whatever. And you feel the need to tell me about how you think all black people want to live off the government. So shut the fuck up. I don't need it. I don't even want the white tears. Some people want white tears. They're like, delicious. I love it. I don't even want your white tears. I just want you to get the fuck out of my face. Cause I'm sick of that shit. This video is all rants. My bad, y'all. My bad. It's just frustrating when, you know, white people either use black people to make themselves feel better about their white guilt. You know, they need their black friend. And that shit is real. I thought that shit was a joke. When I saw like Dear White People and stuff, I thought it was a joke. And literally when I had this white woman talking to me about how she thought all black people were trash, I was like, I said, hey, that sentence that I don't call people racist. I say what they're saying or what they're doing is racist. I said, hey, that sentence sounded kind of racist. And she was like, I can't be racist. See, I'm not racist because I got a black friend. And I was like, I know your black friend. And they don't know you think like this because you know better than to say that to them. And that was a thing that actually happened to people. And I was very, very sensitive going forward about like, you're not about to be my friend and be on some fuck shit. Like my friend who's a reformed racist, I let her ass know, like, look, we friends. I'm not going to come at you, you know, aggressively like you expect black people to come at you. But I'm letting you know right now that the things you think and believe are racist and you need to work on yourself. And she did. And so that's good. Some people don't when you call them out. Some people just decide to get angry and they're just like, you know, fuck everything, fuck everybody. And I'm like, well, I don't need to talk to them people. But like I've even had, this is another funny thing that happened when the whole Karen thing started, which Karen's been around forever. But when people started calling them Karen, I had a black friend whose white friend reached out to her and was like, my mom's name is Karen and she's concerned that you think she's a Karen. Maybe the fuck she is a Karen. Who cares? You want me to make your mama feel better because she feels bad about her name? Maybe she's done some Karen-like shit and she needs to fix herself. That ain't got shit to do with us. You know, we are not here to make white people feel better or worse. Some of us just be living our lives. I'm not somebody who is going to attack people online, you know, about their beliefs. Whatever you believe is what you believe. That's fine. I don't care. I'm going to vote the way I vote and you vote the way you vote and we just see who wins. You know, if you come at me on some fuck shit, I will tell you that I don't agree with you, but I'm not putting any more energy into debating people in this time because people are so focused on I'm right and everybody needs to know that I'm right. And no matter what you tell me, I'm going to believe that I'm right and I'm going to believe that you're wrong. Whether I have to attack your points or I have to attack your character, that's what I'm going to do. And I don't have time to deal with those people. I'm done. I'm tired. You know, I'm not going to make anybody feel better or worse. I'm not going to fight anybody on the internet. I'm not going to fight nobody in real life other than my family. If my family say some racist shit, some sexist shit, some homophobic shit, or some transphobic shit, I will let them know that I am not okay with that. And you may want to say it, but you ain't saying it around me. And that's really all I ask of my friends is just like, look, hey, if your family members are racist, make them feel uncomfortable about it. Make them feel like they can't say that stuff around you because you don't agree with them. You don't have to fist fight them. You don't have to slap them. You don't have to throw the mashed potatoes in their face at Thanksgiving, but just let them know you ain't down with that. Stand on your words. Stand on your morals and your values. You know, don't let them get away with the stuff that they say and they think and they joke and you laugh and then come over here to me and be like, I'm so sorry about everything you're going through. You don't fucking know what I'm going through. I don't need that from y'all. I don't need them to make me feel better because ain't shit that they can do. You can only control what's around you. You can only control the people you hang out with, the way you vote, and the way you speak. That's it. You know, you're not going to make my life feel better by sending me a message like, oh, hey, another black person died. I hope you're feeling okay today. I'll talk to you in a year when I care again. I don't need Katie's sympathy. I don't need Katie's one line text message so she can assure everybody that she did her part by checking in on her black friends. No, I don't need that. But that's all I had to say about the blackness. Honestly, being black for me is just like, it's just like water to a fish. Like, that's just how I've been. I've always been black. I've never been anything but black. Even when black people told me that they didn't think I was black because of the way I acted, I was still always black. You know, it's very obvious when you're looking at me at the melanation of my skin that I'm black. I've been black. I don't identify as nothing as other than black. I mean, I don't identify as African American. I've never been to Africa, and none of my family's been to Africa, and my great grandparents ain't been to Africa. I just identify as black or identify as an American or a black American or an American black person, whichever way the sentence wants to go. And you know, I'm a black woman. I just am what I am, you know, and it's just kind of weird that some people take issue with that, or some people feel like that's a political statement, just existing as a black person. But they gonna feel however they want to feel. I don't really care. You know, I'm just out here doing me. I'm taking care of myself. I hope you guys are taking care of yourself. You're drinking your water, you know, you eating your vegetables, you moisturizing your skin. I don't wear makeup. I know some of you are like, oh, she's so ugly, but I'm like, you know, get over it. I'm not gonna put it on. It's too much work. So, you know, moisturizing your skin and taking baths and eating good and just being happy. Because that's the only thing we can do at this point is survive. And also get our vaccine. Yeah, that's right. I threw it in here at the end of the video. We're going to get our vaccines and we're going to beat COVID and we're not going to be sick anymore. I know I usually don't get vaccines. I'm not one of them people. I get it. But given the fact that I don't know what the fuck Europe is doing over there, where they are just like constantly having new COVID strains popping up all the fucking time. Like, these motherfuckers trying to kill us. I ain't even worried about China. China good. They over there. They ain't even got masks on anymore. They straight. Europe is trying to fucking kill us. And ain't nobody stopping their ass from coming over here because they ain't from Mexico. So I'm gonna go get this vaccine and I'm gonna work on not catching whatever the fuck they giving to people. I'm not going to say you're a piece of shit for not getting the vaccine, but I'm just like, I hope that you would consider the science and talk to other people. Like, millions of people have gotten it at this point. So you know that it's not that bad. So I feel like it's no reason not to do it, you know. And if you work somewhere where you're around a bunch of people, please get it. Don't be that person who gives people the flu because you don't tell people you got the flu and you still want to go to work. Don't be that person who in a zombie apocalypse, you don't tell anyone you got bit because you don't want to be killed or left alone and then you end up killing everybody else in the group. Don't be that person. Get your shot. All right, y'all. That's all for today. I love you guys and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your weekend. That's all. Bye-bye.